Alright, in this video, let us convert this single page HTML into the Laravel. So you can see this is single page HTML which has the extension index.html, and this is the converted Laravel template. Now if you see, these are the images, some list of cars, and then a scrollable testimonial. So let us see in the template, Laravel template, the same way it is already converted into Laravel template, and you see the testimonial is also working fine, and all the links are also working fine since it's a single page application. And you can download this theme from either themesmine.com or free template. I'll leave the link in the description. Just download it and start along with me. Now for the Laravel project, we need to create a Laravel project cd. So I have placed my Laravel folder in the htdocs, so XAMPP htdocs and Laravel projects. So let us create the project first. So I'm going to name this as UIMonk 6. The project name is going to be UIMonk 6. So I'm telling the composer create a project of Laravel with the name UIMonk 6. So it would take some time. By the time, let me just show you the HTML. So here in the HTML you would see the head section, it extends till here, and you see starting, and we will consider that as a footer. So these are the four. So again in the HTML file, so it will have our files and logos. So these files need to be placed in the Laravel folder. I'll show you in a minute where it is. And so and logos and images. So the UIMonk 6 is downloaded. So let me just change directory UIMonk 6, and now if I type code and period and click enter, this UIMonk 6 will be loaded in the Visual Studio Code. So this is the UIMonk 6. You'll see UIMonk 6 over here, and it is early files. So let me open the HTML for now. Desktop. This is the HTML index.html. So now, as I said, I'm going to paste all the assets inside our UIMonk 6 folder in the public, and you have to paste here. So this is the place from where all your CSS, JavaScript and images will get loaded in the Laravel. Cool. The next thing is we need to understand which file is getting loaded. So if I type php artisan serve, so here composer will create a live server for us. So in this case it would be a local host, or you can use the IP address 127.0.0. so let me just use it. So by default it is going to open a welcome page for Laravel. Make sure it is getting loaded. I think it's going to take some time, but as the server gets loaded, you will see a welcome page, which you can see this is a welcome page, and this is coming from resources, views, and this is the page. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to remove all, and just to show you, so this is the actual page where we are working. If you click refresh, you will see test. So now I'm going to replace the index.html over here. So now if you refresh, you'll get all of the HTML in one single page. So that we don't want. We want it to be in a separate section. Since it's single page, so that's working. That would be good. But if we have multiple pages, so all the pages will have only one header, only one footer. In that case, we need to divide the single page into three sections. So before dividing, we just need to link our HTML CSS files. So in that case, I'm pressing the Alt and clicking on the hrefs, and I'm going to create the Laravel code for that. So here in this case we will be using the Laravel template literal. So here the exclamatory, and then you have to type asset, and here we would pass a single quote. Think we don't need to have this over here since it's just a PNG, or you can have it. Now again, on the closing section, we have opened the round bracket, we have to close it, and we have opened the single quotes, we have to close it. So in that case, press Alt, you have to type single quotes, round bracket, and then again multiple quotes, sorry, the, what do you call this, curly braces, closing curly braces. Now the same way will be applicable for the script files. Press Alt so that you can type multiple, so you can have multi-line selected, uh, curly braces, asset, open round bracket, single quotes, and on the ending of JS you just need to type single quotes, round bracket, and close the curly braces. So now this is clear. If there is no any error, you should see the page running well, and unfortunately we have an error. So here in this case, let me find this page. It says there is an error. I'm sorry for that. Asset, assets, everything seems fine, but I don't know why this is giving error. Let me just check again. Cool, it's a round bracket, so it just say it does not match. And again, oh, I think I have made a mistake here. Let me just press again Alt. It should be the round bracket, not the curly brace again. Cool, it's working. Now let's just check whether our JS carousel is working or not. Yes, it's also working. So here in this case, we have to separate these files. So to separate in the use, you have to create a new folder called layout, and inside the layout we need to create three files, which is header.blade.php, and then we will have footer.blade.php, and then we would have main.blade.php. Cool. So we have to separate it. Let's find where our main header closes. So here our main header close. Copy it and paste it here. And for the footer, we have to find from where the footer starts here, and just paste it inside footer. And in the main, just forget about the welcome right now. So here you will see inside the layout we have three different files, so we have to merge it into one. So in that case, at the rate include, since we are inside layout dot, we have to include header, and then we have to include footer, and here we would have yield, and we have to give a passcode. In this case we'll use main container. So now it's a composition of three different sections in one file. Now we would create another file in the views, and I'll call it as index.blade.php, and I am going to extend the created layout extends layout dot main. I'm going to extend the main because it has the header and footer, so in between I want to change some content. So in this case we would be having the section and at the rate end section. So whatever I place here, it would get replaced with the yield here, yield. Let me repeat again. Whatever I write in between these sections, so consider this as a text, and it would replace the yield here. Cool. And since we have extended here, so it would be called. So now what we need to do is the left out HTML should get pasted here. Now we don't need this welcome file. Let me just delete this. Now we have to call the index.blade.php. Since if we call the index.blade.php, the header will be included, the main will be included, and the footer will be included in one file. So in the routes is where the call is going to happen. If there is a call for a home page, just open the index file. Now if I refresh again, let me start the server again. It would take time. Now you see we have header, we have footer, and we have in between content. Let me just show you by removing the in between content in the index. So if I remove all this and type, you will just see header, footer with the in between content. The UI marks you will not see here, it's here over here. So in between header and footer I want the main content, that's where the index comes. So if there is multiple page, let's say if you have services, what you have to do is you have to click again in the views, you will say services.blade.php, and you would do the same thing as we did for the index, but in this case the header and footer is going to be same, but the services section would be different. And let me just say this is service page. Now so if I search for, if the URL has services, then open the service page, and that would say only this is service page. Let me type. So you see header and footer would be there, and you see this is service page. So that's how we would convert the static HTML into our Laravel. Meet you in the next lecture, next tutorial, maybe tomorrow.